Hey gang, today we're going to do Jon Herington's amazing, soulful, and really neat solo from his own song 13 Feet of Rain. Now, in case you don't know, Jon Herington is the guitarist that's been playing with Steely Dan on their tours for a number of years now. He's really quite an amazing player, incredibly tasteful, and decently technical as well. I'm sure he's an amazing technical player. He just doesn't show it off. Anyway, we're going to go through this solo, which is one of my favorites of his, note for note in just a minute. Okay? Hey, as always, if you like this, give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for one or a couple of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. Okay, gang, let's go over this now note for note. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description below. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Definitely recommend it. Now, this is from his album Shine. That's another thing I can recommend if you're a guitar lover, especially that Steely Dan sort of stuff. It's got a decent amount of stuff on it. He's a great player, so, you know, support him. All right, enough said. Now, I guess the sound. So I want to talk a little bit about the sound. I'm using a T-style guitar out of the bridge pickup. The key thing is have it clean. And I've got a tiny amount of compression on here, maybe a tiny amount of reverb. That's it, nothing else, okay? But the most important thing, keep it clean, folks. All right, so now all this song is played over in the scale of E major. So if you're playing everything in E major, that's going to work out. That's going to help you understand it. I've provided the backing track on this one as well as the tab, so you can practice over it. The chords, just very quickly, they're all diatonic to E. They all fit into the key of E. They are kind of something like, you know, C sharp minor. It's basically that C sharp minor with a G in the bass. An A, B sus, and an E. So, you know. All right, so that's what's going on chordally. All right, let's demo the whole thing, the whole solo first. It's got a nice little country flair, and it's really, I don't know, the touches in here are neat, and it's really, really fun to play. The tricks are pretty cool too. All right, so here we go. I'm going to play it slowly. Really beautiful, huh? All right, let's take it line by line now. All right, here's the first line. All right, really nice line here. Okay, we're going to go up basically on over that C sharp minor chord. We're going to play this C minor 7th move right here, sliding up 4th string, 4th to 6th, then 4th, 5th on the 2nd. Okay, walk down. So just a little light touch there, half step bend. Land on the 2nd string. Little vibrato, and now this. Now for that one, This is obviously over an A chord. We're playing third string second, second string second, and then we're playing a hammer-on and pull-off on the second, and coming down to the third string there. And now we're playing the first string open, and the third string on the first fret. Now I use pick and fingers, so on this one, let me see if I can show this. Here we go, almost there. There we go. I'm using my middle finger, sorry folks, no offense. And then pulling up on that first finger on that, or with the middle finger on the first string. So that's how I'm doing that. Okay, and it ends up with this. Let's see if I can get my microphone adjusted. There we go. Okay, so that one is an open top E string. And on the fourth string, we're going to play 6, slide down to 4, 2, 6 string, 4, 5, 5th string, second, open E string on the bottom. Okay, and now we'll slide up, leaving that ring. We'll play the 6ths. Okay, so I pluck this with my first and middle, with my pick and middle finger. 2 on the third, 2 on the first, and slide up to 4 on the third, 4 on the first. Okay, here's that line one more time. Okay, now a few really neat things here too. Here's the next line. All right. Now, a lot of neat effects here. We're hammering on and pulling off. So that's basically, I'm playing an open E string, and then I'm playing the 5th and pulling off, and I'm playing the 9th and giving it some vibrato. So that's the first line. And then we're going to do the same thing, but now use the 7th and 11th. And now we're going to do the same thing, but now use the 9th and 12th. And now we're going to come down. That's 11th, half step bend. And now this is 9th, 11th, 9th, and pull off to the open. Land on the 7th. Okay? So far so easy, but it's neat, right? And now we're going to play this. Pull off 4-2-0 on the first string. And then on the 4th, we're playing 2-4-2. And now this is a little bit hard to play at speed. We're going to slide up to, on the 3rd string, we're going to go 2, slide up to 4, slide back to 2. And then end up on the 1st, on the 3rd string, 1st fret. Here's that whole thing. Okay, that's half the solo. Here's the back half. Here's the next line. All right, so let's take the first part, okay? So the first part is an open E, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a series of bends on the 2nd and responses on the 1st string, okay? So our first one is an open E, and then on the 4th we're going to bend up a half step, Now we're going to do the same thing a whole octave up. So we slide up to the 16th. Again, on the second, we're bending that up a half step. Let's see if I can do that. Oops. So we'll bend that up a half step and then play the 12th twice. Then we're going to do it on the 14th, but now we have to bend a full step and then play the 11th twice. And now the 12th, bend up a whole step, and then the 9th twice. Okay, so it's like this. And then we're going to play this. So that's playing the first two strings. Nice ringing sound here. First two strings, 10 and open. And then 12 and open. And then 14 and open. Back to 12. So, and then 14 on the first, slide to 16, give it nice vibrato. So it sounds like this. All right, now here's a really cool line. Oops. All right, classic from, in bluegrass they call that floating. So we're going to play a floating line here, okay? And you can see where they got the name. So we'll play first a 9 and open on the first string, then 7 and open, and then on the second string we're going to play 7 and open, and then 5 and open. And now we're going to play 6 on the fourth, and then 2 open, and then end up on the 5th string, 7th fret. Okay, here it is slowly. Leave that ringing as much as you can. All right, here's that whole line again. Okay, here's the last part, home stretch. Okay, we're going to start out second string, hammer, open, second, fourth, fifth. Right? And then open A string, or open E string, top string. And then a pull off from the fourth. See if I can show that a little bit better. Oops. Then down on the second string from fifth to fourth. And now that's an and then we're going to play on the first string, so that's a second on the second string, fourth, and then open string E, and then pull off from the seventh, then slide down to the second, and then we're playing 2, open E, then the fourth, and open again. So you see what's going on there is basically we're going up to this. That's what's going on. Okay, now we're playing over the A chord again. So that's on the second string, I'm sorry, on the third string second. So that's second string, then open first string, and then third string second, open first string, second string on the second, and then back to the third string second, ending on that third string first, which is on that E chord. And then a nice little Nowhere Man ending. Okay, so that is fourth string. This is just over an E chord. So fifth string second twice, third string first, and bend it up a little bit. That's a half step, and back. And on the fourth string, 4, 2, 2 on the fifth, open E on the bottom. And then a harmonic on the fifth fret, first string. All right, here is that whole last line. All right, really beautiful solo from Jon Herington. Well, there you have it, gang. Jon Herington's 13 Feet of Rain. Really a soulful, nice solo with lots of good country tricks to learn in it. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on down the road.